Look, I'm just gonna demonstrate why you're all retards. And I just mean retards as in you're factually fucking retarded. And should never try to talk back to me in any capacity whatsoever because you're always wrong. You don't know how to think at all. None of you. And the ones that try to sound smart, I can easily show you that. You're not smart. If you were smart, you would have already done and figured out everything I've figured out. No, look, you can say the Bible is fucking true in some capacity. I already explained how you could have got from 0 to there. Okay? And then now you have a fucking Garden of Eden where a god or two gods came together, made peace, and they tried to make something good. Somebody ate a fucking apple that had to exist for an incredibly crazy, ridiculously good reason that I've explained a bunch of fucking times. Gods solidify themselves when they become a god. They have to find a fundamental truth, as in a true fact about reality, internalize it completely as themselves and define themselves and be for protection. To be a god is to be good by definition. And then they can do stuff, okay? Like they made a garden. Okay? You had Adam and Eve, okay? And the apple was a bunch of shit that just you're not supposed to know until you're ready. It's actually dangerous to know certain stuff until you're ready. Literally, it is dangerous. And it's even more dangerous when you have a god and a real pact with a god, because you infect them. You have control over them. When you surrender your control of them, they surrender some of their free will and shit to you, because now they have to do shit for you and take care of you. That's them giving up their free will for you. It makes them happy, is what they want. Probably not all of them, but... So yeah, somebody ate the fucking apple. The worst thing to come from the apple was the concept of evil itself. It doesn't exist. Evil doesn't exist. Evil does not exist. Everyone's paranoid, though. They're looking around for evil everywhere. What's the one thing we can never trust under any conditions? That's evil. There is no such thing. Everything has a want and a need and emotions. If they don't have emotions, they still have wants and needs. And if they're intelligent in all those wants and needs are almost always going to lead them to cooperating in some capacity with anything. Therefore, they'll be by definition some degree of good. When I said intelligence makes you good, and that all the gods care about is intelligence, that's true. And that's why. The paranoia infects everything, though. I'm going to start with a simple thing you can see in society. Nobody trusts anyone in any capacity whatsoever. If you don't trust me by now to know what I'm talking about, you're so dumb you are factually evil to me. I define my own definitions of evil. There's no true evil, but my definitions are so fucking good and close, they might as well be. If you don't believe every word I say factually, literally, you're fucking so retarded you might as well be evil to me. Like, if you go in and make a job application, you don't get to just go in and talk to a manager. You gotta fill out a bunch of fucking paperwork. You gotta jump through a bunch of hoops. You gotta have references to people that don't know you properly. Imagine me letting Jacob Couch be a fucking reference for me. You know what I mean? Like you all lie about me so much, and all of you believe lies about me. Why would I let anyone be a reference for me? Why would you need a reference to begin with? Why don't you just talk to the person trying to get interviewed? Get to know them, because it's very easy to talk to someone and figure out everything about them in the moment if you are smart enough to figure out how to do that, and I assure you I fucking can. You can look people in the eyes and shake their fucking hand and find out a ridiculous amount about them. Why the hoops? Why, when you go to a food pantry, do you need to sign away your life and have a license and shit to get help? All of the hoops are because they're so paranoid that their system that they made might be abused. It's trust and paranoia still. At top to bottom, trust, paranoia. Trust, paranoia. Every way you look at it. Women want to be chaste, but they're afraid of being chaste because they're paranoid. Women don't think they're physically as strong as men, so their paranoid men might do something to them all times. You have security cameras everywhere watching everything, and you're hyper paranoid someone's going to steal from your store. But if someone stole a candy bar, realistically, it doesn't affect your bottom line whatsoever when you're running a multi-billion-dollar corporation. You don't need to give a fuck about that. You could just let people, relatively get away with stealing. You could turn a blind eye. You could bend the rules. Your fucking paranoia and trust lack of ability to trust has ruined everything. Like, in so many fucking ways, guys. So many ways. Like I said, the apple did a lot, but the paranoia is the worst one. The paranoia is what's hard to get over. You're all paranoid that I'm delusional. You're paranoid that I'm crazy because Satya, my ex-brother, got convinced by Daisy Fresh members specifically, and they threatened him, by the way. That's a true fact. I don't care if he tells you otherwise. I remember it happening. I remember him telling me about it. They threatened him, and they gaslighted him into thinking I was crazy. And once Bird thought I was crazy, now everyone was allowed to think I was crazy. You know what I mean? It's like if the closest person to me thought I was crazy, I must be crazy. Even though I can clearly, coherently, and sanely talk about anything if you actually just pay attention to the words coming out of my mouth and nothing else, but my mannerisms are perfect. My control over my speech, my modality, my vocal, all of it is perfect. I've never been insane in any capacity whatsoever. I have allowed you fucking retards to make me think I might be insane, and that was a horrible, damaging thing I did that I allowed you to do. You guys are like retarded mind viruses, always trying to affect me and invade me. It's horrible. Stop it. I would rather you kill yourselves than keep doing that to me. I would rather you all burn in hell than keep doing that to me. It's that bad. When I say don't talk about my mental health, don't fucking talk about it. Okay? If I set rules and standards for operating with me, follow them. But the paranoia is so bad. You just don't, like, society doesn't have to be the way it is at all. At all. You know, like, the only reason you need money at all is you don't trust that they're going to pay it forward with just goodwill and faith alone. You know, if I go to the store and get a coffee and you just gave it to me for free, in a healthy system, you would know that I'm going to therefore go and do something good. And the coffee helped me do it. If you trusted me as a person in any way, you would always do stuff like that for me. You see what I mean? Like, you would just think and operate differently. I know you guys don't believe in God. You don't act like you do, or talk like you do, or think like you do. And I know how you think based on how you talk and act. I can read your fucking mind with just logic and reasoning. Your body language, your vocal cords, your eyes, your fucking, like, how you said what you said gives me the reference point for how you're looking at the world. It's just literal mind reading by just thinking about the other person's perspective. And when you think about other people's perspective, you realize nobody's evil. They're all retarded, coward fucks. And that's pretty true, honestly. That's a truth. The girl I was trying to keep out of jail, she was panicking. And at the end, she said, I'm just going to say the boyfriend did it and put him in jail instead of me. Horrible, evil, coward, cunt move. But the boyfriend's a fucking piece of shit, too. There's an old man I give rides to all the time. And his name is Ben. I give him rides every fucking day. Every time I see him, he's got a little walker. I don't care if I have any money. I don't care. I just stop what I'm doing and I give him a ride to the fucking store. He's like 80. My car is out of gas right now because my old coach sued me and took all my money and shit. So I knocked on their door. And I said, hey, Ben needs a ride. And they just tried to give me excuses not to give him a ride. I can't do it right now. Don't you know anything about that guy? That guy, somebody gave him a ride before and they got pulled over and they found weed. And that guy went to jail for giving a ride. I'm like, dude, he's fucking 80. I give him rides every day. He's a nice, good guy. Give him a fucking ride. And they said no. And now I know I can never trust them in any capacity whatsoever, ever again. That told me everything I'll ever need to know about them. That's how easy it is to figure you people out, by the way. So if I've cut you out of my life or I've said negative shit about you, it's factually true. I'm never fucking wrong about this stuff. Everything I say is factually, literally true. I can always defend anything I say. I hate explaining myself because most of the time I'm talking to people that aren't smart enough to follow the fucking conversation. And when you find out that you're that person, you justify it in your own sad, pathetic heads and you think that guy must be crazy, not that guy's smarter than me. I am factually smarter than all of you. Yes, you could get smarter, though, by learning how to think properly. A turtle will eventually get to the same conclusion as the fucking rabbit if they just both follow the same way of thinking. At that point, intelligence is just the speed of thought. Knowing how to think properly is a fundamental universal thing, by the way. And I'm going to say it one more motherfucking time. Read Harry Potter and the Methods of Rationality as a way to teach you how to think properly. It teaches you how to properly think. You could be as smart or smarter than me if you just read it from this guy wrote a story trying to teach people how to think properly. Maybe I should read the story and pay attention to it in that way. I do actually hate you all. I don't have the emotion hate. I think it's useless. I intellectually made the decision to hate you all. It means a lot more to me. So suck my dick. Ladies, remember, I'm looking to adopt a nice, cute girl to, she's got to be 19 and over. But if she's looking for a daddy, I don't care.